I'm standing on a yacht, worth more than most museums. The man across from me just paid $80 million for a Picasso. His Picasso. Stolen 3 years ago. The night his brother was murdered. I have 48 hours to find the thief, or I don't leave this boat alive. Let me tell you how I got here. 6 hours ago, I closed the biggest sale of my career at Marlowe and Sterling. A blue period Picasso. 6 months of authentication, 80 million at auction. The anonymous buyer just revealed his identity.
Alexei Volkov, Russian. Dangerous. Standing in my gallery with proof the painting was his.
My yacht. Chelsea Piers. 10 p.m., he said. You have access to your auction house's databases. Help me find who sold this to you. And if I refuse? His smile was ice. You won't. He was right. The black Mercedes arrived at exactly 9:47 p.m. No warning. No second invitation. Just a text. Car outside. Don't keep him waiting. I grabbed my laptop, my phone. The authenticated provenance documents I'd spent 6 months building. My hands shook as I locked my office. Val, where are you going? Sarah caught me at the elevator. The buyer wants to discuss. Tell Marcus I'm handling it personally. But the elevator doors closed on her confused face. Outside, the Mercedes idled in a no parking zone. A driver in a black suit opened the rear door without a word. I slid in, and we pulled into traffic before I'd even fastened my seatbelt. No music, no conversation, just the sound of Manhattan rushing past tinted windows. My phone buzzed. Marcus, the buyer is Russian Mafia. Be careful. Too late for that. We arrived at Chelsea Piers in 11 minutes. The yacht, the Serena, made every other boat look like a child's toy. White hull gleaming under dock lights, multiple decks, the kind of wealth that doesn't announce itself because it doesn't need to. A woman met me at the gangway. 30s, sharp suit, sharper eyes. Miss Kensington. I'm Katya. Mr. Volkov is waiting. I followed her aboard, my heels clicking on teak that probably cost more per square foot than my apartment. Through corridors lined with art that made my breath catch. A Rothko, a Monet, a small Vermeer I thought was lost. He inherited the collection from his father, Katya said. His brother Dmitri was the curator. Was. Past tense. We stopped at a steel door. Kaya pressed her thumb to a scanner. The lock disengaged with a heavy sound, like a gun cocking. He's inside. She left me there. I pushed the door open and stepped into the vault where everything would change. The vault was smaller than I expected. Maybe 20 by 20 feet. But every inch was curated perfection. Climate-controlled, museum-grade lighting. And covering 3 walls, masterpieces that would make the Met weep. Alexei stood in front of the only empty space. He changed from his suit into dark jeans and a gray sweater. Less crime lord, more professor. Somehow, more unsettling. The Picasso hung there, he said without turning. Dmitri installed it himself. He found it at an estate sale in Prague, when he was 22. Spent every ruble he'd saved. His jaw tightened. It became the heart of his collection. He finally faced me. His eyes were red-rimmed. He'd been crying. April 15th, 3 years ago. Dmitri's 25th birthday. Alexei crossed to a cabinet, pulled out a tablet. We were having dinner upstairs. At 11:43 p.m., the vault alarm triggered. He tapped the screen. Security footage, grainy and time-stamped. I watched 3 figures in black move through the vault with military precision. No hesitation. Straight to the Picasso. They removed it, started toward the door. A 4th figure entered. Younger, slighter, unarmed. Dmitri. Turn it off, I whispered. Alexei didn't. I watched Dmitri try to stop them. Watched the first man pull a gun. Watched Dmitri lunge anyway. Watched the muzzle flash. Watched him fall. The 3 men stepped over his body and disappeared. He was still alive when I reached him, Alexei said quietly. Held on for 3 minutes. Long enough to say he was sorry. His voice cracked. Sorry for trying to protect the thing he loved most. I couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe through the grief in his voice. 2 guards were also killed. Execution style. He set down the tablet. Someone inside gave the thieves everything. Security codes. Layouts. Timing. And then someone moved that painting through legitimate channels, with perfect forged provenance. until it ended up at Marlowe and Sterling. He opened a laptop, turned it toward me. You have access to your auction house's systems. I need you to trace the intake. Every email, every phone call, every document. Find me the person who helped move stolen art. The police gave up after 6 months, said the trail went cold. His eyes locked on mine, but it didn't go cold, Valentina. It went through your institution, and you're going to help me find it. And if I refuse, he pulled something from his pocket. A gun. Black, brutal, terrifyingly real. He set it on the table between us with a soft click. Then I'll assume you were involved, and I'll treat you accordingly. The threat was clear. But looking at him, at the grief carved into every line of his face, standing in the exact spot his brother died, I understood. He wasn't threatening me because he was cruel. He was threatening me because it was the only language his world spoke. 48 hours, I said, my voice steadier than my hands. That's all I can give you. 48 hours. He closed the laptop. Katia will show you to your quarters. You'll have everything you need. Secure connection. My research files. We start in the morning. Where will you be? Upstairs. Cooking. He almost smiled. Dmitri taught me. Said you can't understand Renaissance art without understanding the period's food culture. When I'm stressed, I make pasta at midnight. He paused. Tonight, I'm very stressed. It was the most human thing he'd said. Mr. Volkov, Alexei. He picked up the gun, secured it. If we're working together, use my name. The way he said my name earlier, careful, precise, like tasting wine, sent an unexpected shiver down my spine. 48 hours, I repeated. And Valentina? He extended his hand. I took it. His grip was warm, steady, held on just a moment too long. Don't try to leave. There are men at every exit. Not to hurt you. Just to ensure you don't make calls I wouldn't approve of. I shook his hand, feeling the warmth of his skin, the controlled strength. Understood. Katia appeared as if summoned. This way, Miss Kensington. I followed her out, leaving Alexei alone in the vault where his brother died, surrounded by masterpieces in one empty space that cost him everything. My quarters were nicer than my apartment. King bed, Egyptian cotton, marble bathroom, with rainfall shower. A window seat overlooking the Hudson, where Manhattan's lights painted gold across black water. On the desk, laptop, flash drive, bottle of wine with a note in sharp handwriting. You'll need this. I didn't open the wine. Needed my head clear. The flash drive contained everything. Police reports, brutal in their efficiency. 3 victims, 9mm handgun, professional placement, investigation files showing increasing frustration, side job. Someone gave them everything. But WHO, the case closed after 6 months, UN solved. I logged into Marlowe and Sterling's database, pulled up the Picasso's intake records. The painting arrived 8 months ago from a private collector in Switzerland, Henrik Miller. Documentation looked perfect. Bills of sale from 1978, export certificates, authentication from a Geneva curator. I'd spent 6 months verifying every detail. All lies. I clicked through shipping manifests, and my heart stopped. Listed as courier, who personally transported the painting from Switzerland to New York. James M. Kensington. My brother. My hands trembled as I opened his personnel file. The photo loaded slowly, pixel by pixel. James. Older, harder, but unmistakably him. The kid I raised from 18 to 23, who I sacrificed my PhD for, my social life for, everything for, who disappeared 5 years ago after screaming that I smothered him. A knock made me jump. I slammed the laptop shut. Come in. Alexei entered with 2 plates, black t-shirt, now, damp hair, like he'd just showered. The kind of build you get from real work, not gym. Pasta. Cacio e pepe. He set a plate before me. Dimitri's favorite. He said, if you can't make this perfectly, you have no business touching art. The smell was incredible, sharp cheese, cracked pepper. Something that made my stomach growl despite nausea. I'm not hungry. You haven't eaten since the auction. You need fuel. He sat across from me. Started eating. Find anything? My heart hammered. The laptop sat between us. James's file 1 click away from destroying everything. Intake records are comprehensive, I said carefully. It'll take time to trace properly. But you found something. Not a question. His eyes, sharp, assessing, locked on mine. You're terrible at lying, Valentina. Your left hand is trembling. I looked down. He was right. I found shipping records. The painting came through a courier service. I'm cross-referencing employee records. And it takes time. These databases aren't designed for investigations. He watched me for a long moment, then nodded slowly. I'll give you space to work. But Valentina? He stood, picked up his plate. If you find something, and don't tell me immediately, I'll know. And then we'll have a very different conversation. The threat hung like smoke. He left, closing the door softly. I counted to 60. Then opened the laptop and stared at James's photo. My brother helped murder 3 people. And the man down the hall, who just brought me pasta, who cooks when stressed, who cried where his brother died, will kill James without hesitation. If he finds out, I should tell him. Right now. Walk down that corridor. Show him the evidence. Fulfill my end and walk away. But James is my brother. I raised him from wreckage, held him while he cried, taught him to shave, drove him to college interviews, paid for textbooks with money I should have spent on my PhD. He was my entire world for 5 years. Then he left, said I controlled everything, smothered him, never let him breathe. You made me your whole life, Val. That's not love. That's suffocation. His last words. 5 years ago. And now he's a thief who helped kill Alexei's brother. I pulled out my personal phone, hidden in my bra, because Katya only checked my purse. Hands shaking as I scrolled to a number I capped, but never called. It rang 4 times. Hello? A man's voice. Cautious. James? My voice cracked. Silence. Then barely a whisper. Val. 5 years compressed into 1 syllable. It's me, I managed. Jesus Christ. Dale, I didn't think. He sounded like he was crying. I'm sorry. For everything. For leaving. For what I said. James, listen. I forced the words past the tightness in my throat. The Picasso. The one you transported 8 months ago from Switzerland. The silence was profound. Val. It was stolen. 3 years ago. 3 people died in the theft, including the owner's brother. And I just sold it at auction, to the owner. I whispered. He has me on his yacht, making me trace the theft. And I just found your name. Oh God. Ragged breathing. Val, I didn't know. The Italian crew said it was insurance fraud, moving art for tax purposes. I thought, I don't care what you thought. Harsh. You transported stolen art, helped murderers. And the man who owns it, Bratva James, Russian Mafia. He will find you and kill you slowly if I tell him. Then don't. Please, Val. You have 12 hours. My voice belonged to someone else. Someone cold. Empty your accounts. Leave the city. Leave the country. Change your name. Just disappear before I have to give him something. Val, come with me. No. Final. You ran 5 years ago. You don't get to take me with you now. I hung up, deleted the call log, turned off my phone, then buried my face in my hands. I just lied to Alexei Volkov. Lied to a man who said, I can forgive incompetence, but I don't forgive lies. And in 48 hours, when James is gone and the trail goes cold, Alexei will know. I didn't sleep. How could I? Every time I closed my eyes, James's file, Dmitri bleeding out. Alexei's face when he realizes I lied. At 2:47 a.m., I gave up, pulled on the silk robe someone left folded on my bed, slipped out onto the deck. The Hudson stretched black and infinite. Manhattan's skyline painted gold across the surface. Cold November air bit through silk. Couldn't sleep either. I spun. Alexei stood in shadows, near the upper deck stairs. Joggers and hoodie, younger, human. He held 2 mugs. Tea. Dmitri got me addicted. Said coffee was for people who didn't appreciate subtlety. I took the mug. Our fingers brushed. Bergamot and honey. What are you doing up? I asked. Same as you. Thinking about things I can't change. He leaned against the railing. Close, not touching. I come here every night. 3 years. Still can't sleep through to morning. The vulnerability cracked. Something in my chest. Survivor's guilt, I asked quietly. Is there any other kind? He sipped tea, stared at water. I replay that night constantly. If I'd listened about Prague, if I'd let him establish his exhibition, if I'd been the one to check the vault. He stopped, but I wasn't, and he died. And I'm still here, still breathing, still collecting art. He'll never see. I know that spiral. Lived in it. 5 years. My brother said. I smothered him. I heard myself say that I made him my whole life instead of letting him live his own. He was right. After our parents died, I couldn't. Voice cracking. I couldn't lose anyone else. So I held on too tight. And he ran. How long? 5 years. No calls, no emails. Nothing. The lie tasted like acid. Because James isn't dead. He's alive and running. And I just warned him. Alexei turned to face me. Dmitri said the same thing. The night before he died. That I was controlling. Didn't trust him. That he needed space to become his own person. Jaw tight. We fought. I said he was being reckless. He said I didn't understand living in my shadow. What did you say? Nothing. I walked away, angry. Bitter laugh. Last words. Do whatever the fuck you want, then. 12 hours later, he was dead, doing exactly that. The pain in his voice mirrored mine perfectly. We can't save people who don't want to be saved, I whispered. No. His hand found mine on the railing, but we can destroy ourselves trying. His thumb traced circles on my wrist. Gentle, deliberate, devastating. I should pull away. Maintain distance. Remember, I'm lying about the most important thing in his life. Instead, I turned my hand over and laced my fingers through his. Valentina. Careful, like I might break. When this is over, when we find who did this, will you stay here with me? His eyes searched mine. I know it's insane. 6 hours. But I haven't felt this in years. This lightness. Like maybe the world isn't just grief and revenge and empty rooms. My heart hammered. Alexei, you don't have to answer. He lifted my hand to his lips, kissed my knuckles. Devastating gentleness. Just think about it. I'm thinking about how his touch makes me feel. Seen. How he looks at art like it's the only honest thing. How he cooks pasta at midnight and cries in vaults and carries his brother's ghost. Thinking about how I'm betraying him with every second of silence. I should work, I said. Because staying longer means confessing everything. It's 3 a.m. Best time. No one online to interrupt. He released my hand slowly. Valentina? Whatever you find, whoever it is, you'll tell me. Won't you? The blade hanging between us. Of course. I lied. His eyes held mine too long. Then he nodded. Good night. Morning. Katya woke me at 8, with coffee, and a message. Mr. Volkov, request your presence. Breakfast. 10 minutes. I showered fast. Yesterday's clothes. Tried to look less like someone drowning in guilt. The dining room was all windows and light. Alexei cooked at the counter. Eggs. Bread. Something sweet. Sit. French toast. Dimitri's recipe. Said Escoffier would approve. I sat, watched him work. Same precision he brings to everything. Measuring vanilla, whisking eggs. Heating butter to exact temperature. Hypnotic. You look exhausted, he observed, sliding a plate before me. Golden bread. Powdered sugar. Fresh berries. Work all night. Mostly. I took a bite. Perfect. Crispy outside, custardy inside, cinnamon and orange zest. This is incredible. Dimitri made it every Sunday. Said you can't understand Baroque art without understanding indulgence. Sad smile. I haven't made it since he died. But today, he sat with his own plate. Today I wanted to remember him happy, instead of bleeding. The words hit like a fist. Alexei, I'm not looking for pity. He cut toast with surgical precision. Just stating facts. 3 years, all I could see was his death. But last night, talking with you, I remembered his life, how he laughed. His obsession with restoration techniques. Calling me at 2 a.m. about Caravaggio theories. He looked up, eyes wet. You gave me that, Valentina. First time in 3 years I remembered my brother as more than a corpse. The guilt is crushing. I didn't do anything. You listened. Shared your own loss. Didn't try to fix it. He reached across the table, took my hand. You saw me as a person, not a monster. But you are a monster. Part of me screams. You threaten people, kill people. You're keeping me prisoner. Except looking at him, grief carved into every line, desperate hope in his eyes. He doesn't look like a monster. He looks like me. Find anything? He asks. Back to business. The courier service. Based in Naples. I'm trying to access employee records. Privacy laws. Give me the name, I'll have something by afternoon. You can do that? His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Valentina, I can do many things. Right, Bratva, resources, connections, people who make problems disappear, people like James. My phone, still hidden, buzzes against my ribs. Once, twice, 3 times. James, panicking. I ignore it. Are you all right? Alexei watches with sharp eyes. You look pale, just tired. Long night. Then rest. Tonight, risotto. Dimitri's signature, saffron, bone marrow, Parmigiano, aged 24 months. He said if you can't make perfect risotto, you have no business calling yourself cultured. You cook every night? Every night. Only time I feel close to him. Pause at the sink, hands braced. Food was how we talked. In our world, you don't say I love you. You make someone's favorite meal and hope they understand. The ache is unbearable. Alexei, rest, Valentina. We'll talk more tonight. He leaves me with coffee and guilt, and the phone burning against my skin. I wait for footsteps to fade. Pull it out. 7 texts from James. Val, please. I need to know you're okay. They're watching me. Men outside my building. Val, please. I'm scared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Shaking hands. Where are you? Immediate. Naples. Via Tribunali. Apartment 4C. Balzino. Someone knows. Naples. The courier service base. Alexei's people already there, asking questions, following trails. Trails to James. Maybe 24 hours before they find him. I spend the day pretending to work, actually planning treason. The yacht has Wi-Fi monitored, but functional. I book a flight to Naples under a fake name. Emergency credit card James doesn't know about. In case he ever comes back. In case he needs me. He needs me. Flight leaves 6 a.m. tomorrow. 12 hours before Alexei realizes I'm gone. 12 hours to find James, get him safe, and what? Come back? Face Alexei? Explain I lied. That I protected my brother over his justice? No, I can't come back. Which means tonight is the last night I'll see him. The thought shouldn't hurt this much. At 7 p.m., Katya knocks. Mr. Volkov requests your presence. Dinner. He's cooking. I find him in the kitchen. Industrial equipment that would make Michelin chefs weep. Stirring risotto, adding stock 1 ladle at a time. Meditative focus. Vivaldi playing softly. Strings and longing. Valentina doesn't turn from risotto. Pour wine. The Barolo Dimitri's favorite vineyard. I pour 2 glasses. Watch him work. Mesmerizing focus, testing rice between fingers. Adjusting heat with minute precision. Adding butter and cheese with religious reverence. Dimitri said risotto is like relationships. Alexei murmurs. Still stirring. Can't rush it. Add heat gradually. Stir constantly. Pay attention to every change. Stop paying attention, even for a minute. It all falls apart. The metaphor lands like a blade between my ribs. He plates golden, creamy, shaved Parmigiano, drizzle of bone marrow. We sit by the window. Manhattan glitters like broken promises. To Dimitri, Alexei says, raising his glass. To Dimitri, I echo. The risotto is perfect. Every grain distinct, but bound by creamy sauce. Saffron adding earth. Bone marrow giving depth. It tastes like love and loss, and things that can't be saved. Did you find anything? Alexei asks. Here it is. The moment I lie again. Naples courier service sent records. Going through them now. Not technically a lie. They sent records. I am going through them. Just not telling him what I found. And nothing concrete. But leads. His eyes search mine. You're lying. Heart stops.
What?
You found something. Something that scares you. He sets down his fork. I can see it in how you're holding yourself, like waiting for a blow. Alexei, just tell me. Voice drops. Whatever it is, whoever it is, just tell me the truth. This is it. The moment I should confess. Tell him about James, the warning, the flight. Let him decide if mercy is possible. Instead, I reach across the table and take his hand. I'm scared, I say. True. Scared of what we'll find. Scared of what you'll do. Scared that. Breath. Scared that when this is over, you'll disappear into your world and I'll disappear into mine. And these days will feel like a dream. Not the confession he asked for, but a confession nonetheless. Alexei's grip tightens. What if I don't want it to be a dream? What if it has to be? Why? He stands, pulls me to my feet, cups my face. Why does it have to be? Why can't we just? He kisses me. Desperate, hungry, 3 years of grief and loneliness compressed into the pressure of his mouth against mine. I kiss him back, just as fiercely, pouring 5 years of my own grief into it. All the loss and guilt and desperate hope that maybe I could have this one thing before everything falls apart. We stumble toward his cabin. Dark wood, soft sheets, windows showing the river. He undresses me slowly, reverently, kissing each revealed inch, like I'm art worth studying. And when he moves inside me, his eyes never leave mine, intense and searching and achingly vulnerable. Stay, he murmurs against my neck. When this is over, stay with me. I want to. God, I want. But I've already betrayed him. Already chosen James over him. This is goodbye disguised as beginning. Alexei, I start. Shh. Don't answer now. Just consider it. He falls asleep with his arm around my waist, breath warm against my neck. I lie awake, staring at ceiling, phone burning with James's last text. Thank you for the warning. I'm leaving tonight. I love you, Val. I'm sorry. I should feel relieved. James is safe. He'll disappear into whatever criminal underground spawned him. Instead, I feel like I'm being pulled apart. I wake at 4 a.m. to Alexei's arm around my waist, his breath warm against my shoulder. For one perfect, crystalline moment, I let myself imagine it's real, that I could wake like this every morning, that we could build something from wreckage. Then I remember James texting, "They're watching me," and the fantasy shatters. I slip out carefully. Alexei doesn't wake, sleeping deeply, peacefully, probably his first real rest in years. I want to memorize his face like this. Unguarded, almost young, the man he might have been if grief hadn't carved him into something harder. I dress in the bathroom, finger comb my hair, try to look normal instead of like someone about to commit ultimate betrayal. 4:23 a.m., flight at 6. I need to move. But first, I need to leave him something. Some explanation, however inadequate. I find paper in the desk. Yacht stationery. Elegant and expensive. Alexa, I'm sorry. That's inadequate. But it's all I have. The thief you're looking for, it's someone I care about. Someone I can't let you kill, even though they deserve it. Even though justice demands it. You told me you don't forgive lies. I understand. I don't expect forgiveness, but I need you to know everything else was real. The conversations, the connection. Last night, all of it was real. I hope one day you can remember your brother without pain. What? I fold it. Leave it on his pillow. Then I open the door, and Katya is standing there. Going somewhere, Miss Kensington? My blood turns to ice. Bathroom, I manage. Couldn't sleep. With your purse? Her eyes drop to the bag on my shoulder. And your coat? Shit. I was going to. Mr. Volkov wants to see you. Her voice is flat, professional. In the vault. Now. No. No, no, no. Katya. Please. Now, Miss Kensington. She doesn't touch me. Doesn't need to. The command is absolute. I follow on numb legs, heart hammering so hard. I'm surprised she can't hear it. Down the corridor. Past the biometric scanner. Into the vault, where Dmitri died. Alexei stands in front of the empty wall space, still wearing joggers and t-shirt, hair disheveled. He doesn't turn when I enter. On the table, my laptop, open. James's personnel file, visible on screen. Oh God, when did you find it? His voice is terrifyingly calm. Alexei, when did you find it? The first night. When you gave me access 2 days ago. He finally turns. His face could be carved from ice. You've known for 2 days that your brother helped murder mine. And you said nothing. I didn't know how to. You fucked me. The words crack like a whip. You let me tell you about Dimitri. You let me cook for you. You let me hold you and pour out my grief and ask you to stay. He advances on me slowly, and the entire time, you knew your brother killed mine, and you said nothing. Tears stream down my face. He didn't know people would die. The Italian crew told him it was insurance fraud. I don't care what they told him. The roar echoes off walls. Alexei's control shatters, his fist slamming the table hard enough to rattle the laptop. He transported stolen property. He helped murderers. He's in my space now, close enough that I can feel the heat radiating off his body, close enough that I have to tilt my head back to meet his eyes. And you. His voice breaks. His hand reaches out, cups my jaw with surprising gentleness, despite the rage in his eyes. You warned him, didn't you? That's why the flight to Naples. That's why you're trying to leave at 4 in the morning. I can't speak. His thumb traces my cheekbone, the touch devastating in its tenderness when everything else is breaking. How long has he been running? The question is quiet, deadly. Since I called him? The first night. You called him while I was sleeping. While I was cooking pasta, trying to honor my brother's memory. While I was falling. He stops himself, jaw clenching. His hand tightens slightly on my face. Not enough to hurt, but enough that I feel trapped, caught. Where is he? I don't know. Liar. His other hand slams the wall beside my head, caging me in. His face is inches from mine, eyes blazing. You're still lying. After everything, you're still lying to me. Because you'll kill him. The words tear out. Because no matter what I say, no matter what explanation I give, you'll hunt him down and make him suffer. So yes, I'm lying. Yes, I warned him. And yes, I'd do it again because he's my brother, Alexei. My hands come up instinctively defensively, pressing against his chest. I can feel his heart hammering under my palms, matching my own frantic rhythm. He's all I have left of my family. I continue, voice breaking. And I won't, let you take him from me too. The silence that follows is deafening. We're both breathing hard, his hand still on my face, mine still on his chest, bodies inches apart, the air between us charged with rage and grief, and something else, something dangerous and electric that makes my skin burn. For one insane moment, I think he might kiss me, or strangle me, or both. Instead, he drops his hands and steps back. The loss of contact feels like ice water. Get out. His voice is empty. Hollow. Worse than rage. Alexei, please. You have 10 minutes to leave my yacht. He won't look at me, won't even turn in my direction. After that, I make a phone call. And every contact your brother has, every safe house, every escape route, it all disappears. I'll hunt him to the ends of the earth. He finally meets my eyes. The devastation there is unbearable. And when I find him, and I will find him, I'll make him watch while I destroy everything he loves. His voice drops to a whisper. Starting with you, the threat should terrify me. Instead, it just makes me cry harder. Because I can see it now. The exact moment his heart closed. The moment he decided love makes you weak. That trust is suicide. That the only safe way to exist is alone. I did that to him. Took a man finally learning to be vulnerable. And taught him vulnerability is fatal. I'm sorry. I whisper. Sorry doesn't resurrect my brother. His jaw tightens. Sorry doesn't undo 2 days of lies. You have 9 minutes. He turns his back. Dismissal. Absolute. I should fight. Should try to explain. Should do something other than stand here like a coward. But what is there to say? He's right. About all of it. So I turn and walk out of the vault where his brother died, leaving Alexei alone with his grief and his rage and the empty space on the wall that cost him everything. Katya waits in the corridor. Doesn't speak. Just gestures toward the exit. At the gangway, she presses something into my hand. A card with a single phone number. If you want to save them both, she whispers, you have 24 hours. After that, Mr. Volkov leaves for Naples. Then she's gone, and I'm standing on the dock at 4:47 a.m., watching Zarina sit dark and silent against the pre-dawn sky. I've lost both of them now. my brother to fear, and Alexei to betrayal. I sit in my apartment for 6 hours staring at Katya's card. The sun rises. Manhattan wakes. My phone rings 12 times. Marcus from Marlowe and Sterling, wondering where I am. I don't answer. Instead, I stare at one phone number. No name, no explanation. Just, if you want to save them both, you have 24 hours. Save them both. As if that's possible. As if there's a version where James lives and Alexei gets justice. And I don't lose everything. But at 11 a.m., I book a new flight to Naples. Not because I have a plan. Because I can't sit here while my brother runs. And the man I what? Love? How do you love someone you've known for 3 days? Someone you lied to at every turn? Someone you betrayed in the worst possible way? Except I do. Love him. Against all logic and self-preservation. I love Alexei Volkov's grief, and his cooking, and the way he looks at art like it's the only honest thing in a dishonest world. Love the man he could be if he wasn't buried under 3 years of rage. The flight is 7 hours. I spend them trying to figure out what I'll say to James, what I'll say to Alexei when he shows up. Because he will. Katya made that clear. He's coming. And when he gets there, someone dies. I just have to decide who. And maybe, I have to decide to choose myself for once. Not James. Not Alexei. Me. The realization hits somewhere over the Atlantic. I've spent my entire life choosing other people. Choosing to raise James instead of finishing my PhD. Choosing to sacrifice my dreams so he could have his. Then choosing to protect him when he became a criminal. And choosing to lie to Alexei instead of being honest about what I found. I've never chosen me. Maybe it's time I start. Naples in November is rain-slicked cobblestones and gray skies. I take a taxi from the airport to Via Tribunali, hands shaking so hard I can barely hold my phone. The address James sent, a crumbling building that smells like mildew and desperation. 4th floor, no elevator. I climb stairs, covered in graffiti, heart hammering with every step. Apartment 4C. The door is slightly ajar. James? I push it open. The apartment is tiny. 1 room, kitchenette, bathroom. James is there, throwing clothes into a duffel with frantic, trembling hands. He's thinner than I remember. Harder. 5 years carved away the softness, left someone I barely recognize. Until he sees me. Then his face crumbles, and he's my baby brother again. 18 and crying in my arms at our parents' funeral. Val. He crosses the room in 3 steps, pulls me into a hug so tight I can't breathe. You came, Jesus Christ, you actually came. I hold him for a long moment. Let myself pretend we're back in our old apartment. Before everything fell apart. Before he left. Before he became a thief. Then I pull away. You have to run, I say. Right now. He's coming, James. Alexei Volkov is coming to Naples, and when he gets here, I know. James runs his hands through his hair, that gesture from childhood, when he was stressed about exams or girls or anything he couldn't control. I've been trying to leave for 12 hours, but they're watching the airport. Train station, every exit. It's like he has eyes everywhere. He does. He's Bratva. James. Russian Mafia. Resources we can't imagine. Then what do I do? Voice cracks. Val, I'm so scared. I didn't mean for anyone to die. I swear. I thought it was just insurance fraud. I know. I sit on his unmade bed, suddenly exhausted. You told me, but you're here anyway. After everything. After I left you. He kneels in front of me, takes my hands. Why? Because you're my brother. Because I raised you. Because even after 5 years of silence, even after you said I smothered you. Voice breaks. You're still the person I love most in the world. James starts crying. Full body sobs that shake his shoulders. I'm sorry. Val, I'm so fucking sorry. For leaving. For what I said. For not calling. I wanted to. So many times. But I was so ashamed. I felt like such a failure, compared to you, brilliant. Val with her fancy job, and expertise, and perfect life. And I was just nothing. You were never nothing. I was to me. He wipes his face. So I got involved with bad people. That I could prove I was worth something. Make money. Build a reputation. Come back and show you I didn't need you anymore. Bitter laugh. Look how that turned out. I pull him back into my arms. Hold him while he cries. Think about Alexei holding his dying brother. About last words exchanged. About how love and control and protection get so tangled you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. When you left, I say quietly, you told me I made you my whole life, that it wasn't love, it was suffocation. I was angry. You were right. I make him look at me. After Mom and Dad died, I was so terrified of losing you too. So I turned you into my purpose, my reason to exist. That wasn't fair. You needed a sister, not a mother. You needed space to make mistakes and figure yourself out. Even mistakes that get people killed. The question hangs between us. No, I say finally. Not that you have to live with. Find a way to atone for, even if the people you hurt never forgive you. Will you forgive me? For leaving? I think about it. Really think about 5 years of silence and wondering and pain about the hole he left. About how I'm here now, risking everything to save him. Yes, I say, I forgive you, but James, you need to forgive me too, for holding on too tight, for making you feel like you couldn't breathe, for turning love into a cage. We hold each other, crying together, two orphans who survived grief by pushing each other away. Finally, James pulls back. What do I do now? How do I run from someone with eyes everywhere? You don't run. The voice comes from the doorway. We both spin. Alexei stands there. No bodyguards. No weapons visible. Just him in a black coat and jeans, looking at us with an expression I can't read. My heart stops. How long have you been there? I whisper. Long enough. He steps into the apartment, closes the door. His eyes lock on James. You're the thief. James goes pale. I didn't know. They never do. Alexei's voice is flat. The Italians didn't tell you people would die. The Swiss contact didn't mention the guards. You were just transporting art for good money. No questions asked. Is that about right? Yes. James's voice shakes. I swear, if I'd known. You'd have what? Said no? Walked away? Alexei laughs bitterly. Men like you never walk away from money. You just tell yourselves pretty lies so you can sleep at night. He was desperate, I say, stepping between them. He was trying to prove himself after I made him feel like he couldn't breathe. This is my fault too. Your fault? Alexei's eyes cut to me, and the pain there is devastating. No, Valentina, you didn't steal a painting. You didn't facilitate a murder. You just lied to protect someone who did. The accusation lands like a blade. I know. Voice breaks. I know, and I'm sorry, and I know sorry isn't enough. But Alexei, please, what? Let him go? Forget 3 people died? Pretend the last 2 days didn't happen? He pulls something from his pocket. A gun. Black and brutal and terrifyingly real. James makes a small, terrified sound. I don't think. Don't plan. Just move. I drop to my knees in front of James, spreading my arms wide like I can physically shield him from a bullet. Then shoot us both, I say. Alexei goes very still. What? If you want to kill James, you shoot through me first. Because I'm not moving. I'm not letting you do this. Valentina, get up. No. Tears stream down my face. You told me you don't forgive lies. Fine. I lied. I betrayed you. I chose my brother over your justice. So if someone has to pay, let it be me. But I won't watch you become the monster you're trying so hard not to be. I am a monster. The roar echoes off walls. Alexei advances, the gun raised but trembling in his hand. That's what you don't understand. In my world, betrayal has one price. Blood. Always blood. If I let him walk, I'm weak. If I forgive, I'm finished. He's close now. Close enough that I could reach out and touch him. Close enough that I can see his hand shaking, see the tears in his eyes. Then be weak. I'm crying now, full body sobs. Be soft. Be the man who cooks risotto at midnight and cries over his brother and believes art is the only honest thing in the world. Be that instead of this. The gun trembles. He killed Dmitri. No. 3 men killed Dmitri. James drove a car. It's not the same. It's close enough. Is it? I stand slowly. Take a step toward him. close enough now that the gun is pointed at my chest. Because from where I'm standing, you're about to kill an unarmed 28-year-old kid who made a stupid mistake. You're about to become the thing you hate, someone who takes loved ones away, someone who leaves a wound that never heals. My hand comes up, wraps around his on the gun. His skin is warm. His hand trembles under mine. He took my brother, Alexei says, voice breaking. I know. I take another step. The gun presses against my sternum now. I know, and nothing fixes that. Not revenge, not blood, not making James suffer the way you've suffered. Dimitri is gone, and killing James won't bring him back. Then what His voice breaks on the question, and I see it then. The man beneath the armor. The boy who lost his brother and never figured out how to be whole again. I don't know, I whisper. But maybe learning that love doesn't have to end in loss, that you can choose mercy and still be strong, that forgiving James doesn't mean you didn't love Dimitri. It means you loved him enough to not become someone he'd be ashamed of. The gun lowers. Just an inch. I press closer. My free hand comes up to cup his face, the same way he touched me this morning in the vault. Gentle despite everything breaking between us. I want to, Alexei says, hoarsely. God, Valentina, I want to let him go, but I don't know how. Revenge is all I've had for 3 years. Without it, I'm just, voice cracks, empty. Then let's figure out how to be empty together. I pull his hand, still holding the gun down to his side. He doesn't resist. For a long moment, we stand like that. My hand on his face, his on the gun at his side. Both of us crying. Behind me, James is silent, barely breathing. 1 year, Alexei says finally. What? James and I say it simultaneously. You have 1 year to disappear, so completely I can't find you even if I try. Alexei's voice steadies. 1 year to change your name, your face, your entire existence. Build a life that has nothing to do with art or theft or any of this. He pauses. After that year, if I find you, if you're stupid enough to surface in my world, the deal is off, and I won't hesitate. You're letting him go? I can barely believe it. I'm choosing not to become my father. Jaw tight. He ruled with blood and fear, and Evan who loved him did so out of terror. Dimitri hated that. Eyes find mine. I'm tired of being a monster, Valentina. James drops to his knees. Thank you. God, thank you. I swear I'll disappear. Don't thank me. Thank your sister. She's the only reason you're breathing. Alexei turns to me. And you chose him over me, over justice, over everything I asked. I know. Tears stream. I know. And I'm sorry. Don't apologize. He steps closer. His free hand comes up to wipe my tears. The touch devastating in its gentleness. You chose him because he's family. Because you love him. Because that's who you are. Someone who protects people. She loves even when it costs her everything. Voice drops. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I feel betrayed in ways I don't have words for. But Valentina, I understand. You do? I would have done the same for Dimitri. His hand cups my face. If someone threatened him, if I had to choose between justice and his life, I'd have burned the world down. So how can I hate you for doing what I would have done? The words break, something in my chest. I love you, I whisper. I know I have no right to say it. I know I lie and betrayed you and ruined everything, but I do love you, and I'll spend the rest of my life regretting that I hurt you. The rest of your life is a long time, he says softly. I mean it. I know you do. He leans his forehead against mine. I love you too. I hate that I do. Hate that 3 days was enough to make me feel things I haven't felt since Dimitri died. Hate that you lied, and I still want you, still need you. His breath shudders. Still choose you. What does that mean? I ask. Alexei pulls back slightly. It means love isn't conditional. He looks at James. Your brother lives. He gets his year. But you? His eyes return to mine. You stay. With me. Help me figure out how to be something other than grief and rage. You still want me? After everything? I don't forgive easily, Valentina. This won't be simple. There will be nights I'm angry. Nights I remember the lies and can't touch you. Nights the betrayal feels fresh. His hand finds mine. But I'd rather have complicated with you than empty without you. I'm crying so hard I can barely see. Okay, 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 I'll stay. I'll help. I'll spend every day earning back your trust, even if it takes years. He kisses me. Soft, careful, like we're both made of glass. When we break apart, James is standing. I should go. Start disappearing. I turn to him. My baby brother. The kid I raised. The man I almost lost to my own need for control. Be safe, I say. Change everything. Don't contact me. Don't let me know where you are. Just live. Be happy. Be the person you couldn't be when I was suffocating you. Val. And James? I hug him one last time, fierce and final. Thank you for telling me I smothered you, for leaving when you needed to, for teaching me that love means letting go. He holds me tight. You were the best mom I never asked for, and you were the best reason I had to become someone better. We separate. He looks at Alexei. I really am sorry. About your brother, about the guards, about all of it. Alexei's expression doesn't soften. Sorry doesn't resurrect the dead, but it's a start. Use your year wisely, James Kensington. Because I meant what I said. If I find you after that, mercy is over. James nods, grabs his duffel, and walks out. Out of Naples. Out of my life. Maybe forever, and I let him go. Because that's what love is. Not holding on. Not controlling. Not making someone your whole world. Just trusting that the people we love carry us with them, even when they're gone. Alexei and I stand in the empty apartment. The silence is heavy. I need you to understand something, I say finally. My voice is steadier than I feel. I'm staying because I want to, not because you're forcing me, not because I owe you, not to fix you or save you or be your redemption. He looks at me. Then why? Because I'm tired. The words come from somewhere deep. Tired of making other people my entire reason for existing. I spent 5 years raising James, sacrificing everything for him. And when he left, I had nothing. No PhD, no life, no identity outside of being his caretaker. I take a breath. Then I met you, and I almost did it again. Almost made you my new purpose. Almost let myself believe that loving you meant erasing myself. I step closer. But that's not love. That's just fear of being alone with who I am. What are you saying? I'm saying I choose you. But I also choose me. My voice gets stronger. I'm staying because I want to explore this thing between us. But I'm also going back to my PhD, finishing my thesis on Leonardo, building a life that's mine, not just reflected through someone else. Alexei studies me. You're different than you were 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I would have followed James, run with him, made his escape my purpose. I meet his eyes. But I'm done sacrificing myself for other people's mistakes. Done making myself small so others can feel big. James made his choices. You made yours. And now I'm making mine. Which is to stay, to love you, to help you heal. I pause. But also to demand that you see me as a partner, not a project, not someone to protect or control or save. Just me. Complicated and flawed and choosing to be here anyway. For the first time since the vault. Alexei smiles. Really smiles. You sound like Dmitri, he says softly. He used to tell me the same thing, that I couldn't control everyone around me just because I was scared of losing them. His hand cups my face. I didn't listen then, but I'm listening now. Good. I lean into his touch, because I need you to understand. I'm not going to spend my life walking on eggshells, wondering if you'll forgive me. Either you choose to trust me again, or you don't. But I won't beg for forgiveness every day. I wouldn't want you to. And there will be days I'm angry too, I continue. Angry that you threatened me, that you made me afraid, that you pulled a gun on my brother, even though he deserved it. I'm not going to pretend that didn't happen. I know. So this is what I'm offering. Messy, complicated, imperfect love, with boundaries and honest conversations, and both of us choosing each other every day, not out of fear or obligation, but because we want to. Alexei pulls me close. That sounds terrifying. It is, and nothing like what I thought love was supposed to be. Good. Because what you thought love was got you 3 years of isolation and grief. He laughs, broken and surprised and real. When did you get so wise? About 5 minutes ago, when I realized I have a choice. I look up at him. So what do you say? Want to try being terrified together? Yes, he kisses my forehead. God, yes. But Valentina, I need you to promise me something. What? If I start trying to control you, if I get overprotective or possessive or try to make decisions for you, you call me on it. Immediately. Don't let me become my father. I promise. And you promise the same. If I start making you my whole life, if I lose myself in trying to fix you, you tell me. Deal. We shake on it. Then both laugh at the absurdity of negotiating our relationship like a business contract. Come on, Alexei says, taking my hand. Let's get out of this depressing apartment. Where are we going? I have a villa an hour from here. Overlooks the bay. Dmitri bought it 2 years before he died. Said he wanted a place to paint, away from the family business. You paint? No. But maybe I could learn. His hand tightens on mine. Maybe we both could. Learn to do things that have nothing to do with loss or grief or revenge. Learn to be people who create instead of destroy. I'd like that. The villa appears around a coastal curve, white stone and terracotta tiles. Olive trees tumbling down to the Mediterranean. It's beautiful, peaceful, the kind of place where ghosts might finally rest. Alexei unlocks the door. Inside, everything is covered in white sheets, furniture frozen in time, waiting for Dmitri to return. I haven't been here since he died, Alexei says quietly. Couldn't face it. Do you want to leave? No. He starts pulling off sheets, revealing a leather couch, a dining table, artwork on the walls. I think it's time to stop avoiding things that hurt. I help him uncover the room. Dust motes dance in the golden afternoon light. On the mantel, a photo of both brothers, young and laughing, standing in front of the Picasso. He loved that painting so much, Alexei murmurs, picking up the frame. Used to say it represented everything he wanted to be. Authentic, uncompromising, willing to show the painful truth. What will you do with it? The painting? I thought about keeping it, hanging it in the vault again. He sets down the photo. But that feels like trapping Dimitri's memory in the place he died. Maybe instead, he looks at me. Maybe I donate it to a museum in Prague, where he found it. Let other people see what he loved instead of keeping it locked away. He'd like that. I think he would. We spend the next hour opening windows, letting sea air chase out 3 years of stale grief. Alexei finds sheets in a closet, makes the bed. I discover the kitchen, rustic and perfect. The kind of space made for long meals and longer conversations. I'm going to cook, Alexei announces. Dimitri's recipe for pasta al limone. He made it the last time we were here together. Can I help? You can keep me company. I sit at the kitchen counter, watching him work. There's something meditative about his movements. Zesting lemons, boiling pasta, creating something beautiful from simple ingredients. Tell me about your thesis, he says. The one on Leonardo. You really want to know? I want to know everything about you that isn't connected to stolen paintings and dead brothers. So I tell him about my research into Leonardo's techniques, his understanding of light and shadow, the way he approached art as science and science as art, about how I'd planned to finish it, get my doctorate, maybe teach. Why didn't you? He asks, stirring pasta into lemon cream sauce. James, our parents died, and he needed me. And the PhD felt selfish when he was falling apart. But he wasn't falling apart. He graduated college. I know, but I couldn't see that then. I just saw this scared kid who'd lost everything. I thought making him my entire purpose was love. I pause. Turns out it was just fear wearing a love mask. Alexei plates the pasta, bright and glossy, garnished with basil and parmesan. We carry it out to the terrace. The sun is setting over the bay, painting everything gold and rose and violet. We eat in comfortable silence, tasting lemon and cream and the possibility of healing. What happens now? I ask finally. Now? He looks at the sea. Now we figure out how to build something from the wreckage. How to honor the people we lost without being buried by them. That sounds hard. Everything worth having is hard. He takes my hand. But Valentina, you're worth it, even with the lies, even with the betrayal. Even with everything broken between us, you're worth the work of putting it back together. So are you? I say. Even with the threats, and the gun, and the 3 years of rage, there's a good man under all that armor. The man who cooks to remember his brother, who collects art because it's honest, who chose mercy when revenge would have been easier. We sit like that as stars emerge over the water, and I realize this is what elevation feels like. Not fixing everything, not erasing the pain, just choosing to stay and build something new from the ruins. To Dmitri, Alexei says, raising his wine glass. To Dmitri, I echo. And to James. And to everyone we loved, who taught us how to let go. And to us, he adds, messy and complicated and imperfect. To us, we drink. And for the first time in 3 years, for the first time since his brother died, Alexei's smile reaches his eyes.
What?
I ask. I was just thinking, Dmitri always said the best art is the kind that challenges you, that makes you uncomfortable, because it forces you to see truth. He pulls me onto his lap. You're the most challenging, uncomfortable, truthful thing that's ever happened to me. Is that a compliment? It's everything. He kisses me as the Mediterranean wind carries the scent of olive trees and salt and possibility. We don't have a perfect ending. We have scars and grief and trust that needs rebuilding. But we also have this. Two people who chose mercy over revenge, forgiveness over destruction, love over loss. And maybe that's enough. 6 months later, I'm sitting in the villa's studio, the room Dmitri set up for painting, but never got to use. Alexei converted it into my workspace. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the bay, a desk with my laptop, shelves lined with research books on Leonardo. My thesis is almost done. 3 more chapters. Alexei walks in, carrying 2 espressos. How's the writing? Slow, but good. I take the cup, breathe in the bitter steam. I just finished the section on chiaroscuro. Light and shadow. Exactly. I turn my chair to face him. Leonardo understood that you need both. That beauty exists in the contrast, not in eliminating darkness. Sounds like us. It is us. He leans down, kisses me slow and thorough. 6 months. And it still makes my breath catch. We're not perfect. Last month we had a brutal fight about a gallery opening he didn't want me to attend without his security team. I told him I wasn't his prisoner. He said he wasn't being controlling, just careful. I said there's a difference between careful and suffocating. We didn't talk for 2 days. Then he apologized. Admitted he was scared of losing me. I admitted I was scared of being controlled. We negotiated boundaries. His security at public events. But I choose whether to accept it. It's messy. It's work. But it's real. Katia called. Alexei says, the Picasso is installed at the Prague Museum. Opening next month. Dimitri's name on the dedication plaque. Will you go? We'll go. Together. He pulls me to my feet. I want you there when I see it. When I say goodbye to that chapter, I'd like that. We walk out to the terrace. The bay glitters with afternoon light. In the distance, sailboats drift like white birds. Do you ever regret it? I ask. Letting James go? Sometimes. When I remember Dmitri dying, he's quiet for a moment. But then I remember you on your knees, willing to take a bullet for your brother. And I think, that's what Dmitri would have wanted, for me to choose love over vengeance. Think you'll ever stop looking for him? Honestly, I don't know. The Broadville part of me says I should. But the man who loves you says he's not worth losing what we have. He turns to face me. So I choose you. Every day, I choose you over revenge. And I choose you. I touch his face. But I also choose me. My thesis, my career, my life that exists separate from yours. I know. That's why it works. He kisses me again. And somewhere in the distance, I imagine Dmitri smiling. Imagine my parents nodding. Imagine James finally breathing free. We don't know what comes next. There are still enemies in Alexei's world. Still consequences from choices we made. Still scars that ache on cold nights. But we also have this. 2 people learning that love isn't about saving or fixing or controlling. It's about showing up, being honest, choosing each other, over and over, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And as the sun sets over the Mediterranean, painting the sky in shades of Rothko and promise, I realize This is exactly where I'm meant to be. Not because it's perfect, because it's real.